Hello everyone, this is Godzilla Wolf 1 with a toy review. Today I'll be reviewing the Power Rangers Samurai Tiger Zord. Now, something interesting to say is the 5 Zords that compose the Samurai Megazord, this guy, are called folding Zords because in the Japanese version they could all fold into their emblem modes. And in the show they also do that. But, this guy, the Swordfish and Beetle Zords, as well as the Octo Zord, even though it's really a squid, and the Lobster or Claw Zord, they do not fold into emblem modes in the show or in the Japanese version, so they're just referred to as Zords, not folding Zords. I like that because it shows that they're doing a little more thought into it than just, oh, we needed a name for this, we're just going to call them all the same thing. No, they actually gave them some interesting name, and they changed the name depending on what they did. Anyway, this is the Tiger Zord, and you can probably still find it in stores, but let's take a good look at him. Nice detail, though. These stripes are actually molded into the plastic. I don't think my camera can pick it up. But they're not just painted on, they're molded in, which I like. The nice metallic gold paint there. On the Japanese version, this was chrome, but they didn't make that on the American version. I wish they had, because this would have looked so much better in chrome. And some dull gold plastic down there. Stupid tail. The tail in the Japanese version could move. It had a bend in here so you could move it in a few different directions, but this one doesn't. Posability, all of the limbs move 360, though this bumps into the back leg if you move it too far. Head actually moves left and right and can go all 360, which I like. It's not much, but it can give you a few different other poses. Head moves up and down, it's a floating joint. And that's all the posability he has. But if you put all of his limbs straight out, you can make him do this. And the drills rotate. Only the front drills, though. I wish they made all 4 drills spin. And I'll tell you more about that in a moment when we get to Megazord mode, but I still wish they had. Anyway, and here's the little Power Ranger figure he comes with, the Mega Mode figure, which has 0 articulation, really. The head moves, and the wrist moves. That's really all the articulation he has. The helmet is nice. It's a good representation of Mega Mode, and it comes off to reveal a rather freaky-looking Jaden head, which this take is actually showing up on my camera. His eyes freak me out. Yeah, let's put his helmet back on. And that makes the helmet look a little too big. He looks kind of like a bobblehead. Anyway, so it's nicely detailed. I just wish it was more posable. He can ride the Tiger Zord, but how you do it is kind of stupid, and I don't really like it. So instead, I just plop him down on there like that. And I think that looks a load better. I'm not sure how I feel about the Mega Mode figures that come with these. All of the deluxe size Zords come with a Mega Mode figure that can ride them. Except for the Samurai Megazord, which doesn't. And come to think about it, it doesn't even have the tabs to properly display them riding their Zord, which I felt was kind of strange. If you're going to make them all be capable of it, then why not? The Samurai Megazord is the only one that can't, so I don't know. They also come with these little pop-out folding paper models, which I think is actually a pretty nice touch and looks pretty cool. Okay, now let's combine him with the Megazord. Bring in the Megazord. And raise my tripod, hopefully not knocking the power cable out like last time. There we go. Now to prepare the Samurai Megazord, take his sword, Well, you don't have to take the sword, but I do anyway. Remove his helmet. Now, you can either just set the helmet off to the side. What I like to do, because you can, is pop the leg open and just stick the helmet back inside. I always forget how to do that. Sorry, I always forget how to put the helmet back into the leg. There we go. And now you take the Tiger Zord, rip his head off, rip his tail off, and pretty much just rearrange his limbs. Now, how I do it is I take these legs, the legs with 2 prongs, and just pop them in place on the sides. Yeah. And then just put this one back here. So it looks like that. Well, it's really up to you which way you want it. You can either have it like that or rotate them all around. It really doesn't matter. Lastly, you turn the Samurai Megazord around and pull out this connector bit on the back. And take this whole section Yeah, I don't like this connector one bit. I think that they could have just molded this into the back of the lion and they would have been a lot better off. Okay, and there you have the samurai. And lastly, you take the head of the tiger, take the tail, and snap it in place like that to form a crest, and just put it on there. And there you have the Tiger Drill Megazord, I think is what this is called. I like it. It looks pretty nice from the front. And this backpack does not really hinder articulation all that much. I mean, it hinders it just a little bit, but not much. And you can still have him wield the sword, or you can just put it in his belt like this. I think in this show they do have the sword when they're in this mode. Now, I do have some problems with this though. It looks pretty cool from the front, but you turn to the side, and look at the distance between that. I personally think this could have been cut down to half its size, or just incorporated into the back of the Lion Zord. I mean, I don't really like it back there. Something had to be there for it to work, but what's there doesn't really work that well. And the second thing is, while it's the one that looks closest to show accurate, it's also the one that's probably the least useful. I mean, you've got drills on his back. That's it. I don't really see how useful that is in combat. I mean, it works for the finishing move, which they'll just... Oh, I bumped the camera. They'll just lower their heads like that and charge straight at the Nylok and destroy him that way. But I really don't see how this would be beneficial in combat. I mean, the Beetle Zord gives them cannons all over the place. The Swordfish Zord gives them torpedoes. And none of the toys can emulate this. A double-bladed version of the sword, but none of the toys, American or Japanese, have that. But the reason I picked this one up in particular instead of the other two was because it's the most show accurate. The Beetle Zord has a helmet, but instead of the rest of the body sticking off the back, it forms a shield that it holds, and the legs do not attach to the arms like they do in the show. The Swordfish, it gets another helmet. All three of them get helmets. And the right arm is replaced with it. And you pretty much put the sword where the Swordfish head would normally be. I don't like that one. I liked the show's combination better, but not this one. Though I do like the Battle Wing Megazord. If I pick those two up, that'd be the only reason I would, is to form the Battle Wing Megazord. Because I actually like the American version of the Battle Wing Megazord better than the Japanese version. I know, Sentai purists are probably going to come down on me for that. But what is it? Tengu Shinkino or something like that. He had the drills from the tiger on here in his chest, where this one has them attached to its leg, which I could probably show you if I wanted to, but I won't. Which I think looks better. It's just an aesthetics thing. Now, which do you buy? The Tiger Zord or the Tora Origami from the Shinkenger line? It really depends on which of the main mecha you got. If you got the Shinkino, you've got to get the Tora because this one won't work on it, I don't think. And maybe someone's got both of them and tried to use the Tora on the Samurai Megazord and the Tiger Zord on the Shinkino, but I don't think it would work. So, yeah. So it's really up to which of the Megazords the Megazord or the Shinkino that you like better. Personally, I only got this because I wanted to have an accessory Zord, and this was the only one that I liked the combination with. I'd like to get all three just out of the Battle Wing Megazord, because I personally like Megazords with mecha with giant wings. I don't know. Oh, and another difference is the helmet on the Tora Shinkino, I think. The ring up on the crest is a ring instead of like that. That's how it should be with the Battle Wing Megazord combination, not the Tiger Drill Megazord. Anyway, overall I recommend it if you have the Samurai Megazord. I don't particularly like it, but it still looks like a good shelf piece. So, yeah, I can recommend it, just not strongly. Anyway, this has been a toy review. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.